So two of them I talked about in the first question, which were Cloud Factory and network modernization. So Cloud Factory is going to allow those project teams and those IT teams not to focus on getting the connection to the cloud or how to tie in app author authentication to it, right? It's going to allow them to focus on delivering capability to the end user to really fulfill the mission. So allowing the team to take away focus from some of the IT infrastructure administrative functions and focusing on delivering capability, that's going to be a huge win. For network modernization, when we start to look at having a prime system integrator over top a lot of our functions, that's going to start to reduce seams. So from a customer standpoint, the ability for one contractor to oversee all of this is going to reduce those seams to allow for better integration between the different components and within headquarters. And when we also look to consolidate our network, so going from the many different wide area networks that we have today and really consolidating to one wide area network and getting that all under one provider, that's going to provide a great number of features to the user as well. So having diverse carriers along that same line and route redundancy will also increase the uptime, which will allow the systems and applications to be available for the users. Two smaller projects that I haven't touched on. One is the streamlined software acquisition process. So about 2 years ago, the Office of the CTO started on an initiative to conduct 5 agile pilots across all of the different components. So within ICE, FEMA, TSA, and USCIS, we had 5 pilot programs. These are major acquisitions, which we define as over $300 million, that we identified to be good for the pilot program, begin to start to use agile methodologies for their software development. So these projects, the end result was faster delivery by about 50% to the end user. But the key thing we're developing is that streamlined software acquisition process. So we're quickly realizing that the acquisition process for a cutter, a U.S. Coast Guard cutter, looks different than a software development project. The steps in that are different. The AOA, for example, is typically a year or more for some of these very large projects. We think with software development projects that it can be greatly, greatly decreased to a couple of months or maybe even a few weeks. So when we start to get to that AOA faster, we begin to start incremental development faster, and then we're able to get products to the end user quicker. Another small one is Mobius within CTO. So that's our enterprise architecture platform that we provide IT data to the entire department, and it's authoritative IT. So we pull in data from different sources, disparate databases like FSMA, like Invest, which is our CPIC information, other sources that ties in the TRM, which I mentioned earlier, and we start to bring all this information together, and it provides visibility across the department. So right now we've been tracking systems from a FSMA system perspective, but we want to capture them from a true business system perspective. So what are the end users actually using? And then we want to start to be able to rationalize those across the different portfolios. So as we look across the portfolios, occasionally, like in many agencies, things are done in silos. And we want to try to break that down and eliminate that so that we're sharing applications and systems across the entire department.